Deja vu from the last fight. Final instructions from Teddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 6th-round affair in the featherweight division. Fighting out of the blue corner with a professional record of 2 wins, 1 loss, and no draws. Hailing from Iran, this is Reza Dostielmi. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner with a professional record of 4 wins, 4 losses, and no draws. Hailing from Thailand, this is Krittiphak Duangnut. Judges ringside, Chris Sanyade, Tanon Tan Rakchat, and Carlos Costa. Referee in charge of the action, Chulaton Ka Rakchat.
Okay, here we go. Moving into fight number 2 now in the featherweight division. We are set for 6 rounds. It's Thailand taking on Iran. Krittiphak Duangnut taking on Reza Dostielmi.
I can already see in Reza's corner as well. He's got some great boxing. He's got some great coaches in there as well. So I'm excited to see what he can pull off in this ring for this featherweight fight, scheduled for 6 rounds.
Yeah, he's got Hassan Vadanarad and Saroush Barry, who fought multiple times at this stadium. And Saroush is definitely a great prospect coming out of Iran. So let's see what Reza can do now in Western boxing. Go round 1 underway. Great left hook delivered there by Krittiphak.
Krittiphak with a fantastic jab to the body to start the action. A very good rangefinder early on in the early rounds of boxing is delivering that jab to the body and just really digging down deep. Very nicely done by Krittiphak early on.
Yeah, Krittiphak keeping the fight on the outside. Good jab there. Snappy jab to the head and to the body from Krittiphak, who's controlling the center of the ring well. Reza goes lunging in, but pays for it with that 2-punch combination from Krittiphak.
Reza's footwork has been very nice so far. It looks like he's still trying to find his feet at the same time as well. I like that he's being very lateral. He's moving a lot. But of course, that will play into Krittiphak's favor. Every time you're moving and you're getting hit to the body, it's going to take that wind and that energy out of you. I can see Krittiphak really setting up a big overhand right very soon.
Yeah, Krittiphak holding center of the ring. Reza looks like he's just trying to gauge his timing. Good uppercut and right hand there from the young Iranian fighter. That's probably the best punch that he's thrown so far in this round. And he tags him again with the right hand, Jimmy. Yeah,
and we did see Krittiphak did deliver that right hand upstairs as well. So I think Reza was very smart to read that very quickly. And the blood is already trickling from Reza's nose. And that is another thing here as well. It's going to start really affecting his breathing. He can't breathe through his nose very clearly because of the blood, and also he's getting hit to the body in the opening round as well. So a very, very nice start by both of these boxers, but I'm very impressed with Krittiphak. It looks like he's setting a trap here, Ali.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he's trying to play some games with Reza, who he does have the more experience though. 8 fights to Reza's 3 fights in Western boxing.
Reza really holding his ground and looks very focused in there. Like I said, looks like he's trying to find his ground and his footing as well. I like that he's moving, but again, I think he's a little bit wobbly on his feet at the moment in time. But like you said, that might be because he's coming from that Muay Thai background as well.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with boxing compared to Muay Thai, they're 2 completely different sports, especially the stances, whereas in Western boxing you have your front foot facing a little bit inwards. You can see Reza is not really facing inwards too much. He's very stiff with his shoulders, not as light on his feet as you would be if you were doing quite a bit of Western boxing. And the way that he's attacking in the angles, Jimmy, he's going in straight lines a lot. Yeah,
Reza looks like he's bouncing on his feet, trying to create the image that he is light on his feet, but I think that's just someone who's still finding his footing. Like you said, he's definitely transitioned from Muay Thai. Krittiphak really needs to use that to his advantage. He knows his opponent's going to have very squared shoulders. Start attacking their shoulders now. Start hitting that left shoulder, opening up the guard, and then really delivering that right down to the body as soon as you can as well.
Yeah, clapper goes there for the final seconds of this round. Okay, there you go. There we have it. End of round 1. We got round 2 coming for you shortly. Don't go anywhere.
We got some action replays here from that first round. A very nice round by both fighters. Now, I was really impressed with Krittiphak's bodywork, constantly digging down to the body, and he landed that nice left hook upstairs. And to me, that was Krittiphak's round for me. Now, I could also see how people might give that to Reza because he was very accurate, he was very lateral, and he was landing some nice 1-2s as well, which looks very good on judges' scorecards, but I just think Krittiphak looked more like an actual boxer in there in comparison to Reza.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I thought Krittiphak really did box that fight very, very well. He just got his timing right, especially with that left hook. Tag Reza a few times. You see in the corner now, it's like they're mimicking him to go down low with the straight right to the body, then go up high with the left hook.
And that's a very interesting move because you can tell that's why he's going to the body with a jab very early on. It looks like he's trying to set up that big right hand upstairs already. But I'd like to see him just keep level changing, keep bringing the hands down of Reza, and then deliver that right hand upstairs. But right hand to the body followed up by a left hook is a nice combination.
Okay, here we go. Round 2 coming up very shortly. Reza in the blue corner and Krittiphak in the red corner. Thailand taking on Iran.
And there we see that stiff jab once again to the body. It's a very classic trap that's not used enough in boxing. It was a very old school method back in the 60s and 70s as well. You would see a lot of fighters just dig into the body, and their main intention was just to set up a big knockout shot upstairs.
See a bit of deja vu here. Round 2 similar to round 1 with Krittiphak in the driving seat, delivering these heavy straight right left hook combinations.
As you mentioned it as well, we saw in the corner he said go down low with that right hand to the body and come upstairs with the left hook, and that's exactly what he's doing. So that's a sign of a good boxer there, someone who listens to their corner very well. But I'd like to see him set it up with a little bit more viciousness as well. It looks like he's throwing the combination correctly, but he's not sitting down on the punches. The punches are landing, but they're not landing hard at the moment.
Krittiphak keeping Reza guessing as well, staying light on his feet, going in and out of the pocket. Good slip there from Krittiphak, and he answers back with 3 powerful punches.
Reza needs to get behind that jab. That was a beautiful jab just then, but Reza just needs to get on that jab, establish his jab in the ring, and set up that right hand. Nothing fancy here, but I think he's just being outworked by Krittiphak right now. It's a great round so far for both fighters, but Krittiphak, to me, looks like the experienced boxer in this fight. Reza needs to get behind that jab.
Reza just looks like he's relying way too much on his counter punches and his power punches, but he's not setting them up, not using the slight height advantage that it looks like he has. And like you said, really needs to try and get behind his jab more, just to sort of keep Krittiphak at bay. Good right hand there from Reza though on the inside.
Some great exchanges by both of these fighters, but again, it looks like Krittiphak always comes out just a little bit better here as well. Reza needs to stick that jab and not get into that close quarters, because that's exactly where he's at a disadvantage. He just needs to start measuring out the ring, stay on the outskirts, and start delivering that jab as best as he can.
Yeah, a bit better from Reza there, landing with the left uppercut, trying to set up with the right hand. Krittiphak did slip it, but had to eat that uppercut on the way in, on the way out.
And a great right hand landed by Reza there, and that's what he should be doing a lot more of. Sticking to those straight punches, staying at the medium to outer range, sticking to the jab, sticking to the right hand. Stop trying to go for knockout blows, just go for the clean punches and eventually wear your opponent down, because that's where he needs to put Krittiphak. He needs to keep Krittiphak on the end of his punches in his range, and Reza's coming alive now, Ali.
Yeah, less than 10 seconds to go on the clock. Reza trying to land a left hook as well as Krittiphak. Krittiphak trying to go over the top with the overhand right.
A beautifully timed overhand right. That was fantastic. Jab to the body, overhand right, and it slammed him well. And there's that timer for 10 seconds.
Reza tying him up in the clinch. Don't know why the referee hasn't broken this up early. And that is it for round 2. We'll have the replays coming to you shortly. Round 3 coming up. A better round from Reza near towards the end of the round. Krittiphak did control it a lot at the start with this vicious onslaught of power punches, ideally trying to set up this left hook. We did see him go to the body a bit with his jab. I mean, his corner wanted him to go to the body with his straight right and then follow up to the head with the left hook. I mean, it's a lot easier said than done. I mean, it takes... You can tell between a good fighter and a great fighter, it's just the one that can listen to their corner and just deliver the instructions, adapt and deliver that game plan that they give them in between rounds.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we were seeing there. I mean, you can see the differences in the corners right now. Krittiphak's corner looks a little bit more calm. It looks like they're trying to just keep his heart rate down, trying to get him a boost of energy. Because Krittiphak, will win this fight as long as he keeps a high energy level. But the interesting thing about Reza is Reza could win this with just a jab and a right hand alone, but he's got to keep that cardio up. So now it's really a testament who worked harder in the gym and who's got the higher fitness level.
And as counter punches go, the best way to counter a left hook is your straight right. The best way to counter a straight right is your left hook. So let's see if one of these two can catch each other clean. Here we go, round 3 coming underway.
Already some nice footwork from both of these fighters. Reza looks a little bit more determined right now, and it looks like he's flicking that jab. So this is what I'm talking about with Reza. He's got some nice feints, he's got some nice level changes, and there's that right hand as well. So Reza's definitely got the arsenal and the tools to do well in this fight. I'm just not sure if he's been given the right advice in his corner sometimes as well.
There's that left hook again, continuously being landed by Krittiphak, just trying to land it as a check left hook. He landed it 3 times in a row there as Reza came marching forward.
A stiff jab again, once again, and a beautifully timed check left hook that the ref does not call a knockdown. I'd have liked to have seen that. It was a beautifully timed one, but he eats a right hand in that process. This is an absolute slugfest now.
But this is dangerous for Reza though. He's going in desperately against Krittiphak and leaving himself wide open to the counter.
A big overhand right landed once again, and Reza pushes down on the head of his opponent. This is where the referee needs to start really taking charge. Don't let it get out of control like a wildfire. Control it while it's small.
Reza, high guard, bobbing, weaving, trying to get on the inside, missing with the uppercut and the hook. Small clinch there from Reza.
I like that Reza's trying to set these shots up, but I'm not sure if he's got the power to constantly take out Krittiphak. I think he just needs to stick to the basic punches and set them up with maybe a 2-piece or a 3-piece. Krittiphak knows how to weather storms. However, that check hook has got to be playing on his mind now, Ali. He's got to realize that he's knocked down his opponent with a shot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like Mike Tyson, the great Mike Tyson said, boxing is 90% mental, 10% physical. You really have to have a strong mindset throughout in every single scenario. There's that check left hook again. You called it, Jimmy. He landed it perfectly right there.
But this is the interesting thing. They're almost mirroring each other now with their punches. If somebody's walking towards you, throw that left hook or that lead hook if you're a southpaw, and they'll walk into the shot, and that's exactly what they're doing. But you can see the difference in levels between these two fighters. Two great boxers, but Krittiphak is boxing, and Reza is just fighting at this point.
Yeah, very good point. Reza just desperately coming forward, trying to outbox a boxer, but really coming into range and just not landing with any effect. Saying that, Krittiphak just missing with his overhand right.
And that's exactly the point we're making, is you're trying to outbox someone who I think is just a little bit more technical than you are. The best thing to do against someone who's more technical is stick to the basic shots. Don't try anything too fancy. Stop jumping in and just keep behind the jab. The jab will win fights, but you've got to believe in the jab.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. We've got the dying seconds of this round now, and that's it for round 3. We have the replays coming for you shortly. Don't go anywhere.
What a great round for both of these fighters. I mean, they're definitely putting on a display for everyone. And that was that opening right hand that Reza landed clean. But Krittiphak ate it well and returned with a check left hook. One great thing in boxing is if you can take their best shot and still turn it into their weakness. So for example, Reza charged in with that right hand. It landed well, but Krittiphak stepped back with it. He took the sting out of that shot and then threw a check hook in the process. It was beautiful. It was poetry in motion for boxing. Absolutely fantastic stuff. However, Reza had that moment in that fight where he landed that check hook. The referee didn't call it a knockdown, which I wish he did. However, the fight must go on. I'd like Reza stick with the jab, double the jab, and then turn that second jab into a lead left hook and let your opponent walk onto it. But this is the other thing. How well are your coaches giving you advice in the corner, and how well can you actually listen to that advice?
It also comes down to experience, really. I mean, Reza, this is his 4th Western boxing fight. I've definitely seen him fight more in Muay Thai too. But here we go. We come into round 4 right now. It is Krittiphak taking on Reza in the featherweight division. There's a jab right there from Reza. Your prayers have been answered, Jimmy.
And this is what he starts like every time. He starts very strong with a jab, and then he eats a big shot and then goes back to his regular style, which is fighting. He's definitely got heart. The one thing about him is he's got heart, which is something you can't teach. But this is where he needs to be. Lead left hooks with the right hand. That's what he needs to be doing a lot more of, not getting into these sloppy affairs.
Reza missing with the hook there. Needs to try and get a groove going with his jab.
And you see what we were talking about there, Ali. When he got behind that jab, he was doing incredibly well, but he starts every round this way, and then he starts jumping in with these left hooks that are just not landing clean enough. Krittiphak, very smart to get underneath it, but Krittiphak is starting to wear down now. Krittiphak needs to start attacking the body like he did in the early rounds, and when you dip underneath a shot, get to the body with that beautifully over right hand. Fantastic stuff by that fighter.
Yeah, Krittiphak landing that overhand right, and again he lands it. See, this is the problem. Reza is just too eager to have a war with Krittiphak. Left hook lands there for Reza, but he's eaten one and then giving one back at the same time. I don't know if he can do this for a couple more rounds, Jimmy. You just can't take heavy shots like that for a full fight.
This is what we said. The jab to the body was to set up that overhand right. The entire time in that first round, he set up that overhand right. That was the game plan from the beginning. But we've also got to remember, Reza has not gone down. Reza has not looked wobbled to these shots. Can he weather the storm? We're only into the fourth round. We're scheduled for 6, but Reza should not be taking too many more of these. His corner have got to be telling him, you've got to do something different now. Stop walking into it, stick behind the jab, and get that right hand going.
Left hook there, hits the gloves from Krittiphak. Reza holding center ring, feinting there. Krittiphak dropping his body level. Almost landing with that right hand to the body, missing with the left hook to the head though.
And I'm not sure if you noticed there, but sometimes Krittiphak is throwing a jab or a left hook, but he's not aiming for the head. He's aiming for the right-hand side of his opponent's shoulder, and he realizes even if the shot misses, he sets up that right hand. It allows him to dip. Just beautiful stuff by Krittiphak here.
Yeah, Krittiphak, he's been an absolute sniper with that overhand right. It's been the Achilles heel really to Reza's defense. Just keeps on sneaking it through. Reza just coming in with not with a high guard at all, and Krittiphak just sneaking it in every single time.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Reza's marching forward, and I like that he's trying to do something, but he's not putting any feints in there. He's not throwing a jab out. He's not even stiffening him with the right. He's just walking forward, and that's something he needs to change. So we're going to go to some action replays in just a moment, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, here we go. Replays from round number 4. I mean, like Jimmy said, Reza starting the round very well with his jab and setting up some good attacks with this left hook, right hand combo, but then Krittiphak just took over with his overhand right and was landing that every single time, landing it consecutively during that round. We got going into round number 5 very shortly. You see Hassan Vadanarad on your screens right now telling Reza to just bob and weave on the inside. I'm not sure if that's the best advice, to be honest though, Jimmy. I feel like he needs to keep this fight long.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I like the tenacity of moving forward, and look, Iranian fighters are very strong, they're tough, they're gritty, but that's not the fight you want to fight against Krittiphak. Krittiphak has good head movement, he knows how to pivot, and he's attacking to the body and going up top with an overhand right. There's no reason to bob and weave here. Stick to a high Soviet-style boxing, get behind the jab, jab, jab right, or jab left hook. You need to just stick to the basic boxing, but this is the thing. Sometimes getting the wrong information might work, and then vice versa as well. So we're going to see in just a moment here, Ali.
Yeah, here we go. Penultimate round coming up. Reza in the blue corner, Krittiphak in the red.
So this is where Reza usually starts the strongest. He starts very well in the opening 30 seconds. He's full of energy. He's got all the moves, and that was a beautiful lead uppercut as well by Reza. But this is where he starts to lose his game plan. And a great right hook to the body landed by Krittiphak as well. And a right hand!
What a punch! It all started with that left uppercut. I was about to say that scooping left uppercut was just the punch that unlocks Krittiphak, but that right hand just completely sealed the deal.
I'm surprised that referee's let him carry on. He did not walk towards him. And this is what I just said. Sometimes getting the wrong information or the wrong advice sometimes works for you. And it's worked well for Krittiphak and Reza here. Reza's just marching forward. Can Krittiphak weather this storm, Ali?
Well, he's got 2 minutes to do that. That was a beauty of a punch. Hit Krittiphak right on the button. I don't know if he's fully recovered yet, but he's trying to rely on that. The counter left hook, that check hook, and tying up Reza as much as he can in the clinch just to try and recover as fast as possible.
A veteran move by Krittiphak, clinching as much as he can. This is where Reza needs to get behind that jab. Don't turn it into a dogfight now. Reza can just keep flicking that jab out, keep his opponent smothered, keep the jab going, and then try and deliver that other right hand once again. So Reza must know he's got the power to put him down.
Yeah, Reza trying to finish the job again with that right hand with less than half a round to go. I mean, the advantage now has really swung in Reza's favor. I mean, it depends on how you scored the previous 4 rounds, but Reza's definitely won this round with a knockdown.
Yeah, that's a very good point. All these rounds count. We're in the 5th round, scheduled for 6. That could be the turning point. That could be where the 50-50 starts to flip. I still think Krittiphak is winning this fight. I think he's outboxed him, and it looks like he's actually recovered as well. But this is good for Reza. He must now believe that he's got the tools to win this fight, and I'm excited to see how he ends this round and we go into the 6th.
Yeah, Krittiphak trying to just stay on the outside as much as possible. Time Reza as he comes in. There's that overhand right that we saw in the previous rounds. Reza going into the body now.
You can see Krittiphak is now starting to draw Reza into his right hand as well. Reza's got to be very careful, and you can see Krittiphak is now jabbing to the body. He's trying to set up that overhand right, that Hail Mary overhand right. If he drops Reza, what an absolute script this could possibly be. And there was a slight slip in the ring there, but Krittiphak did not push him forward.
Yeah, great round for Reza. What a round that was for the young Iranian fighter. We go into round 6 shortly. Replays coming to you very, very shortly as well. Here they are.
And this is one of the greatest rounds we've seen tonight so far. A great lead uppercut, and it was that right hand that put him to the canvas. So you notice he knew the uppercut was coming. He swayed back, and when he moved forward, he moved into the right hand. It was a beautifully timed shot by Reza, and that was that thing we were talking about. Reza just needs to believe in the basic shots of boxing, and eventually he'll get it through, and that's exactly what he did. He set up that lead uppercut, it landed clean, and then he set it up again, he misses, and then follows up with a right hand. Beautiful stuff by Reza, but is he still gonna win this fight? That one knockdown must definitely help him out here, but is he winning this fight? It depends how you've scored the other fights and rounds. We're gonna go into a 6th. I'm excited for this one, Ali.
Yeah, I mean, it just completely flipped on its head, didn't it, after that one knockdown. I mean, if you give it all the previous rounds to Krittiphak and then that one to Reza, it's not really that close. You'd probably say like 2 points between the two of them, and Krittiphak leading it a bit. But it depends how the judges score the previous rounds, Jimmy. I mean, you know boxing very, very well. I mean, if you had to pick a winner on your unofficial scorecard right now, based on what you've seen, who are you going for and why?
Well, I would have to say Krittiphak because he's outboxed his opponent. Now, obviously, I think you could give 1, possibly 2 rounds if you're being generous so far to Reza. And that's not to say Reza isn't boxing well. I just think Krittiphak has outboxed him in the other rounds. But yes, there's been that knockdown as well. And I think there was even 2 knockdowns. I think Reza maybe didn't get that first knockdown that he deserved.
Well, Reza going in, head hunting here, slipping and dipping, good, straight right to the body, and going up high as well with a straight right, going down low with the left hook, missing with the left hook to the head. Reza
has got some dog in him, he just moves forward, and I think he must realize that if he's not winning this fight, he's got the power to actually win this fight by taking his opponent out in this round. So I like what I'm seeing with Reza. He's not leaving it to the judges right now. He's taking the fight to his opponent. Beautiful stuff by Reza. I'm very impressed by the way he's boxing right now. He's boxing in a way that I wouldn't have assumed he should have done, but it's working for him, and if it works, keep doing it.
Yeah, you don't want to change a winning formula. Krittiphak, though, looks like he's gone back into his very good rhythm with the check left hooks and the overhand rights. Reza just can't seem to find the right angle for that uppercut that he had so much success with in the other round. But saying that, tagged him with that right hook, straight right.
That was a peach of a right hand, and that's another thing for Reza. He has got an absolute missile in that right hand, and it landed clean, and that could have been the best shot of this round as well, and that's definitely playing on the judges' scorecards right now. So we've really got to see Krittiphak do something here. This is a very close round so far, a great, exciting round, and what an honor it is to be here at Lumpinee Boxing Stadium witnessing this here, Ali.
Yeah, it really is a tremendous stadium. So much history in this stadium as well. And it's great to see that we've got Western boxing fights here now. It's definitely been a long time coming. Swing and a miss there from Reza, being tied up in the clinch by Krittiphak.
So even though Krittiphak is hurt, he is tired, he's still got the reflexes to get away from some of those shots, but Reza just relentlessly marches forward and attacks his opponent at every angle. You've got to give it to Reza. He's definitely turned up the heat, and he's definitely got the confidence boost that he definitely needed to really turn this fight on, and it really is just the Reza round right now.
Yeah, Reza, is it too little too late though? Turned it on, found exactly what he needed, found that killing blow in the 5th round.
But as we know, we are seeing it from the camera angle. We see it from every angle possible. We're now going to have to rely on judges seeing it from one angle themselves. So it's hard to say whether or not they're going to see it the same way as us, Ali. We've been able to see every round perfectly. So on my unofficial scorecard, I would be giving that to Krittiphak, but at the same time, I can see it going both ways.
Yeah, we take a look at the replays here. Krittiphak coming back into his own groove, just boxing Reza on the outside. Bit of confusion here in the ring. The ring girls think that we're going for a 7th round, but yeah, real confusion here at ringside. Looks like we are going, it looks like we're set for 8.
Maybe this is a sudden death round. Maybe the crowd are chanting for one more round. I mean, I would love to see another round here.
Ladies and gentlemen, judge number 1 scores this 57-56. Judge number 2, 56-57. And judge number 3, 56-57. Your winner by split decision, the blue corner, Reza!